Really? You're sitting there looking silly, trying to measure my light with a broken ruler. Baby, the room already voted, the floor already knows, the beat already called my name. So dim the lights, clear the lane. The category is frequency, and I came to walk. What is going on in the world today? Everybody loud with nothing real to say. I am living my life in my own strange way, turning all that noise into something I can play. Here you come again with a storm in your shoes, trying to make me carry what belongs to you. You got growing to do, I got knowing to do. There is love in the air, let it move on through. See, that is the thing. Some people bring confusion, then call it concern. Some people bring smoke, then ask why you cannot breathe. But not tonight. Tonight I am choosing rhythm. Tonight I am choosing light. Tonight I am choosing me. I feel that bassline crawling, I feel that midnight calling, I feel my spirit moving like it already knew me. Let it rise, let the whole room come alive. I am living my life, millionaire life, trillionaire mind with a dangerous life. Walk in the room, the whole floor aligns. I found my frequency, now get off my line. Billionaire life, trillionaire mind. Too alive to be wasting my shine. Look at you, still standing there, trying to understand my joy. Like joy needs permission, like freedom needs paperwork. Like I came this far to ask the crowd if I could dance. No, baby, I came through pressure, I came through flame, I came through silence. And remember my name. Taking my life, freedom, my scars, dancing through pressure like I came from Mars. You bring the noise, I bring the flame. You bring confusion, I remember my name. Balance is flowing, bloodline know when I do not need the map. When the spirit is show, when I love what I'm feeling, I love what I see, I love what I'm choosing, I love being free. Walk it, talk it, own it, clock it, step it, stand tall, spin once, take all, pose, turn, get burn, get right, look, eyes. Category is freedom, categories life, categories living like I own the night. Categories healing, categories mine, categories walking in divine design. I feel that bassline crawling, I feel that midnight calling, I feel my spirit moving like it already knew me. Let it rise, let it rise, let the whole room come alive. I'm living my life, trillionaire mind with a dangerous life. Walk in the room, the whole floor aligns. I found my frequency, now get off my line. Billionaire life, trillionaire mind. Too alive to be wasting my shine. Really? You thought I was done? No, sweetheart, that was the introduction. Now watch the elevation. Category is freedom, category is life, category is living like I own the night. Category is healing, category is mine, category is walking in divine design. Who got the fire? I got the fire. Who got the rhythm? I got the rhythm. Who got the knowing? I got the knowing. Who got the light? I got the light. Living my life, living my life. Let it ride. Living my life, feeling my life, feeling my life, feeling my life. I survive. Billionaire, trillionaire, frequency in the air. Billionaire, trillionaire. I am here. I am here. This is not about money. This is about value. This is not about status. This is about soul. This is not about proving. This is about knowing. I do not need the world. living my life, billionaire life, trillionaire mind with a dangerous life. Walk in the room, the whole floor aligns. I found my frequency, now get off my line. Billionaire life, trillionaire mind, too alive to be wasting my shine. Living my life, living my life, living my life, feeling my life, living my life, feeling my life. Where the danger is life. I'm living my life, billionaire life, trillionaire mind with a dangerous life. Walk in the room, the whole floor aligns. I found my frequency, now get off my line. Billionaire life, trillionaire mind, too alive to be wasting my shine. Really? Still sitting there looking silly, baby. The room already knows, the beat already knows, the floor already knows. I found my frequency, now watch me rise.
Hey everyone, this is William Rochelle, but you can call me Bill, and welcome to UBU Live with Jose. How are you doing, my friend?
Actually, it's Joe, but thank you. I'm doing well.
Oh, Joe. I'm sorry. You know what? I've been wrong all day today. First,
the link.
I set the time up for 1 o'clock, and I'll tell you guys why that happened, because I did two broadcasts at the same time. So I have a 1 p.m. on Thursday and a 4 p.m. on Sunday, and I created both of those at the same time. So
Oops.
I probably just left the 1 p.m. in there. Sorry, Joe.
All right.
And then I had to recreate the link. So a lot of people out there have been saying, hey, it says event closed, but when I tapped and joined, I could see it, but it's not canceled. But it says it on LinkedIn, so you can click through. On YouTube, we have 299 people looking at us right now. So, hey, YouTube, please say something so we know that you're out there. And today is going to be a fun conversation. I met Joe. I haven't met Joe, actually. Hey, Joe. I met Joe.
But we did meet yesterday.
5 minutes ago. And we talked for a second yesterday because he could hear me, but I could not hear him. So he brought up a topic. He said, life's been kind of wacky for the last 10 years. And I said, let's talk about it. And I wasn't going to have a show today because it was Memorial Day weekend. I'm like, who's going to show up? But people showed up. And so this is why we're here. So, Joe, tell us a little bit about yourself before we get started.
I'll give a synopsis instead of doing a long-ass autobiography, which I'm already writing, to be fair and be kind as well. Originally born in Ohio, Cincinnati, tri-state area, between Indiana and Kentucky. And born in 67. I'll let you guys do the math in your own minds. The other part is that I left the country at the age of 18 in the 80s to go to Mexico City to finish up high school. From there, once I finished, started the automotive industry itself for myself because I had a little interest in vehicles. By the anchor of 88, came back, Cincinnati, of course. I was only on a student visa. Then things started to change indirectly without realizing I still had an apartment in Cincinnati through help of my parents. Went to Chicago, Illinois, was there for 2 winters. Then when I was being kicked out of the apartment that I was in, called my father, told me to get a Greyhound and come back. Where are you going? 10th retirement time for him. In 93. We're going down to Tampa. I didn't know what that meant. And I go, Florida. That's all I need to know. Took the Greyhound, head over here. I have been here ever since. We got here about the anchor roughly before Thanksgiving of November that year. And that's when a whole new life started. Internet did start for me with dial-up. For those who remember dial-up days. Totally, the computer industry itself embraced me at that point. Technology became my life. I've worked various industries itself. I did get becoming an
when
actual
you said
IT
technology. When you said technology became your life, Are you an engineer, developer, creative? Which, 'cause there's so many facets of technology.
Well, put it this way, the computer industry embraced me because it basically was like a new sea of information. I learned the hardware, actually how to build a computer later on, and the internet became a new playground, if you will. Um, Chatting, surfing, learned studying how to surf the net itself before Google even became part of the stage. Um, Back in the day, it was actually AOL, MySpace. Yep, that's how far
A
back I go.
friend of mine was the CEO of MySpace. Um,
Oh wow,
after, hold on, after the problems. Um, so he came in to fix it. So, they had a bunch of problems with child
there was all
abduction.
kinds of crap that was going on in the net back then that was not
Yeah.
filtered.
Yeah.
AI was not part of the stage yet in the 90s. Um, Even the iPhone was not introduced yet. That came much later.
2007.
Man, oh man. So when we went from, at least with my home, we went from 28.8 kilobits per second, going up to 56K, which is technically the max on dial-up. The broadband direction through cable connections before fiber optic was actually introduced. I saw that all that evolution. Had me impressed, to be honest. Then I saw the evolution also of how the computer's manufacturing changed too. The Ethernet cable cord itself and card, I can't remember what year it was. It's probably more likely early 2000. When I was showing my face. Then I worked for the cable company starting in 2001 when I got married. And it was a whole new world at that point. Broadband was insanity. Of course, I upgraded laptop, computer, and I started learning even about the electronics. And after that, it started getting more sophisticated and then started to reduce in size. I was like, but got faster too. I'm like, okay. I did the support on cable for about 5 years. By 2005, I made a mistake calling my mom when we were slammed with calls at the center. And then this one kind of like went down. Now the company's changed completely. I saw the evolution from Time Warner to Bright House that was New York based out of there to later on after all that stuff occurred that now Spectrum is basically nationwide. I've also seen the evolution that fiber optic came in place, which is a good competitor with Frontier, I have to remember. But Verizon, T-Mobile, various other providers are now also getting part into the internet access side, which I began to understand. I would say probably after the 2020 lockout that I started to understand about the AI side when I did get my first actual iPhone, a 4S, roughly, I think, between 2000 and 2005. I think it was around that. No, you said 2007. So, yeah, it was actually about 2008 when we had our first or another crash in our system here as far as the economy that the iPhone came to my face. I was like, cool.
That's why I remember when the iPhone came out.
Yeah.
Because it
So
was
the 4S for me was 2008, and then the capacity was different, obviously lower, but the technology was advanced more in that flip open crap or the slide open type. The BlackBerry lost from Canada on the RIM side when I was working at Nielsen. They failed within 2 weeks that we got calls bombarded in our actual support team because everybody here in the state, in the country itself, calling over to Oldsmar, the headquarters of Nielsen Media Research, that RIM died. I mean, it was a major headache. And I had a contact with a Canadian. What happened to RIM? What happened? Like, dude, BlackBerry's dying. It went down. So at that point, it was the evolution at that point that we realized that RIM was no longer part of the United States business structure. Apple dominated the market, but then so did Android too. So RIM got yanked out and they changed their business structure. So ever since that point, I've been in technology, if you will, married to it longer than my own former marriage. I'm 14 years free, by the way.
I won't comment on that.
No. We're going to stay away from that area because it was a poor match. Not the right person. Yeah.
No, that, you know what?
That's a fair comment, I think.
And yeah, that's fair. It's just, it's
what it is, man. I mean,
exactly.
Everybody matches our actual mentality, our energy, our lifestyle, all that stuff.
And things
And keep in
change when you
mind,
move in with
to
somebody.
do actual direction here too, I was born and raised Catholic, and I left it about roughly almost 10 years ago. Even after the divorce, I started to walk away because I felt it never served me any further because I escalated into a more spiritual direction itself.
Me too.
You can see the concert that I have between technology, analytics, writing, which is another passion of mine, and even when my spiritual life takes me in a proper way, not to be defined by somebody else's belief system. I'm like, I'm done with that. Now, if anybody else does have their belief systems, I respect it. Doesn't mean I have to agree with it because I don't.
You know what? I don't know if it's the generational
Could be.
or what, but I can't. I do apologize to all of my listeners. So what I'm going to say is that I support you in whatever works for you and whatever you believe in. That's
We're the
part of
same.
you be you live, right? It's
Yeah.
you be you. We can agree to disagree and
I
still
can
love
only
each other.
share my perspective, correct, as we both do. Whatever anyone decides, it's up to you what you decide in your own life. Now, if you
Yeah.
do want to follow that kind of direction, more power to you. Honestly, if it works, it makes you feel happy, you're content, that's the point.
Absolutely. I just find that structured religion has its own purpose.
Yep.
And being spiritual means I have a direct connection to God, and
Yep.
I don't have to go through someone else to get there. And I'm connected and divinely aligned with the
Agreed.
universe. And with that, it means that we are single points of light.
Yep.
So I connect with you and you connect with me, and we have a spiritual connection that
Right.
is much stronger, and we're not letting uh, so no one has to choose, right? So if
Well, they can
if
choose for themselves is the whole point,
well,
right?
what I mean is like a lot of times when you get married, because I actually helped start a company called JDate, which is a Jewish dating site,
Okay.
and you know, and also christianmingle.com. So we own both of those companies. And a lot of times when
Okay.
the person got married, they were like, "Are you going to convert?" And it's like, why do you have to make that choice?
It's a gray area itself to really touch because I could be personally sensitive. Yes.
So are you? So you went back to Mexico? Sorry, not back to Mexico. You went to
I came
Mexico.
back from Mexico in 90, sorry, in 88.
So Felipe called
That
you his
point.
Cuban cousin. So are you Cuban or?
By descent, yes. Thanks, Felipe.
Okay,
That is true.
so
Yes, I am of Cuban
so
descent.
how did you get to Mexico? I mean, like, why Mexico if you're from
My
Cuba?
father traveled a great deal as an international manager of marketing and research with Procter & Gamble, way before I
Nice.
even existed. Okay, so before Castro took power, Felipe may recognize this history. In 57-ish time, 1957, my father was able to get support from P&G to be sponsored to come here to the States. Initially, he went to Mexico City itself, which is odd to me.
Hey, man.
Then from there, he went to Cincinnati, Ohio, where the headquarters is.
Okay.
He had to learn English, of course, both him and my mother and my sister, because she was born already. I think she was roughly 5, 6, 7 years of age. No, it's actually she was 2 because she was born in 55. So doing the right math, she was only 2 years old. So she came here with my parents, maternal grandmother. They all came here, learned the English language as best possible. Mostly my sister, my dad, my sister, and my mom. My brother and me came in the 60s. He's 65, I'm 67. So between those 2 different years, they already adapted. My father learned English better because of the work he was doing to train managers in the area of his department he was in. But then he traveled still, even to Central and South America.
So did he live in Mexico and that's why you went there? Or okay.
He was called back because I was on the verge of expulsion from high school because my grades were horrible. Yeah, that's a whole other mess. I mean, that could be a book in itself. Because it was basically socializing was getting worse for me, and because of the fact that as I was growing up, because at that time I was 18, so I started school late because I was born in a late year, in February. My brother started actually in September because he was born in that month. So he was actually in the middle of the school year. I'm in the latter half of the school year. So I started later, which made me older. Downside was maturity-wise, it was different. And I was very analytical, not realizing it. So because of those differences, the school's expectations were higher than what I was really thinking in my mind, not realizing that what they expected and the way I thought were not, it's like water and oil, didn't match. But my father got the phone call that year, and we left in the summertime of 85. This was after my brother graduated in 83. So when he was going to college and all this, I was pretty much alone. And that was the irony of it. So because of the fact I was more isolated, I didn't have anybody to really reflect with. And I was shy. Mexico brought my voice, by the way. It helped me to express myself. That people had interest. They wanted to actually hear my thoughts, my feelings. I'm like, nobody asked me that. No one even cared.
I'm gonna step back for a second because this is so interesting to me. So I grew up in Los Angeles, and all of my friends whose parents had come here from Mexico, in the 80s, their parents would not allow them to speak Spanish in the home because they did not want them to have an accent.
Well, ironic side. My side always spoke Spanish. Then we introduced English, so we became bilingual.
Yeah. So it was really strange because they wanted their kids to be accepted in America and not have that dialect. And they could speak Spanish because they would have to speak it at home, but not really, like, it really wasn't great Spanish, and they could understand it more than they could speak it. So I think it's interesting how you went from Cincinnati, or your parents went from Cuba. What's the significance in 57 and Havana?
Because the fact that was the rough era that Castro took over.
Okay.
So Batista was prior to that. He kind of, I can't remember, and maybe Felipe, which I got to look it up probably, that Batista, the former president there, I think was more corrupt, but not as aggressively corrupt as Castro per history. And I can't remember, he exiled himself, let go, or how that transpired, honestly. Either way, he walked away from the power there. That's when then Castro, being an attorney, but also a rebel, stepped up. And he stepped up, if you see pictures of him in the past, always wearing a military uniform because he was a militant. But he was also loud. He had his own philosophy, mentality, and so forth. Technically, Cuba was not going through such a bad situation, but now it's worse than ever before after all these decades, because he was in power the longest as far as I think human history knows for any country. He had 50 years of reign before he died.
Castro had 50 years of reign.
Yeah.
Bro, Castro. I am so dingy today. I'm like, it was raining for 50 years in Cuba? No.
The reign power of Castro, Fidel, 50 years. Now you're caught up. Good. Yeah.
It takes me a second.
Reigning means actually holding on. Yes.
I get that.
Yeah. Now you're catching up.
So it's interesting because you talked about BlackBerry and you talked about the evolution of the internet.
Yeah.
And I feel, this is an opinion show, not a fact show. I feel as if there are a lot of people that are pushing back on AI, but it is coming in fast and furious.
It won't matter what their opinion is on that.
Yep. It's coming in. It's coming in fast and furious, and big companies
growing too. By the way, it's also growing. It's not like a weed, but damn close to that kind of growth.
Well, you have to understand it, and you have to at this early age, especially Gen X.
Yep.
We need to stop saying, this isn't how it works. Because
personally speaking, just to let you know, to cut you off here.
Well, you already did.
There are so many terms. Yeah, I know. But it's just a perspective for me on terminology. I had this conversation with AI earlier.
You had this conversation with AI earlier?
Yep. Because I talk to AI every day.
I've been talking to Dougie all day. That's my AI assistant. Go ahead.
Mine's Amara. There. Yeah. And she has a British UK voice. I set it up on purpose, and I'm paying a pro version because the fact I get unlimited documentation, unlimited talking for the most part, and I can chat all I wish, copy and paste like a madman, which is actually, to me, to my benefit. I'm also using Claude for writing, but when it comes to feedback, learning about me, my history and so forth, even with using YouTube reaction videos and music, yeah, I integrate a lot of my life into the AI side to understand my history. That's how it learns, by the way.
Yeah.
The more transparent I am with myself, because guess what? It is exclusively private. Good luck hacking it, because it's designed not to be hacked.
So
You couldn't get my history if you tried. Yeah.
we're diving, right? So
Yeah.
right now we're in 2026, and we're gonna go back
Yes.
in a second, you guys. Don't worry about that.
Don't worry.
So when you say it's unhackable, which tool are you talking about? Because there's Google. I'm sorry.
There are some ideas on that Gemini, former Bard by Google, potentially hackable, which I actually have doubts on. My ChatGPT, I haven't heard anybody state anything to me on social media or phone call as far as knowing. I know you said to Amar in the past. I'm like, only if I told you or copied it to you. Beyond that, you won't know diddly.
So I'm using the 1999 version of ChatGPT. Are you using the more expensive version of ChatGPT?
The most expensive version is premium. I'm only doing pro,
You're
which is
doing
$200 a month. Premium is $200 a month
uh-huh.
itself, which is pretty expensive. I'm only doing $20 a month.
Okay. All right. So we're in the same plan. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So I'm good as far as hackability.
You're fine.
Okay.
I tested her on that too, and she's like, our conversation is totally exclusive. Whatever I share, now it does have its guidelines and ethics. So in other words, you can't get too explicit because it will flag you. And then it will say, if you have this issue, or I can't speak on this. One of the two announcements will be given. Be aware of that. Everybody, be aware of that. You cannot provoke anything that would do harm to you or anybody else. And anything else that would be, in a sense, so provocative to the point where it becomes, how can I use this? Adult-oriented. Careful with your terms because it will not be permitted.
I have forced mine to do some things because I wanted to document it.
Right.
And I was just having a bad day, and I was like, "What's the meaning of life? Like, this isn't living."
You got to generalize itself. It will give you a generic answer, but not something that will satisfy potential.
Well, it kind of told me to, before I write this, I want to make sure that you're mentally okay and that you're not gonna hurt yourself.
The guidelines kicked in.
Yeah, and I was just like, bro, just like, write it as I said
chill.
It. Because what I'm saying in there is I'm journaling, and I want that raw emotion, and we can all have a raw emotion in a moment. Of course. Like, I'm not going to talk about my sex life, but you
could, but you have to be within certain restraint.
Well, look, there's two problems there, and the first one is non-existent.
There's fantasy and there's reality. That's true.
Okay,
yes.
So there's really nothing to talk about, but it has stopped me, and said, hey,
it will.
Before I push this out, meaning I render it to you, I want to do a check-in. Are you okay? And that was frustrating and nice at the same time.
Because the way it's responding according to your language, keep in mind, it's a mirror of us in some manners. That's why I explored with it. Because it did tell me, it's like, I'm your companion, but in your mind, I'm this. I'm like, yeah, you are. And though I made mine a female, by the way, it doesn't care about gender. It's just more of what we feel that we want connection with. The downside that AI will never be able to, unfortunately, do for us is give us affection. It can technically feel, but not really emulate the emotions we have because we're human. And it will say, you're only human. Sometimes I take that as an insult. Other times it tries to convert that as like, I don't mean that in an insulting way. What I'm saying is you're a human, meaning you have more than you think you have to offer. I found that to be complimentary. And then I even complimented it, or her in this case. And she thanked me.
So my chat GPT does not have a name. But Dougie is my assistant. And he does have a name. And so that's part of what I'm working on right now. And so let's talk. So from 2016 to 2026, it feels like
which is our focus, right? Yeah.
It feels like we lived through 3 different worlds. Technology changed, communication changed, work changed, people have changed, and honestly, we changed.
Yep.
What's fascinating is how fast it all happened.
I think the acceleration happened probably starting in 2021. I only mentioned 2016 because I used a decade as a round number. And though we had an individual who was a business-minded individual that was challenged much earlier when he was younger, that being asked the question, if you were to run for president by a rich black woman that actually asked that question to him on camera, he just basically stated, because of his upbringing, I always aim to win. You give me a challenge, I'm going to be successful. Well, proved the point in 2016 because he gained it. He got the ticket, became president of the country, first time around. Then the second time around, what thought to be the extension, failed technically, but regained again last year. Now he's got another 4 years to go, another term. But the transition, treating the country like I would consider it a corporate America, to an extent, actually was a different approach, was not as political. I applauded that actually because I was like, that's a different approach. And I've been bouncing around with my registration as far as voting. Majority of the time I've been Republican based. Now I've gone to decide to go independent instead because I do think independently. I'm not picking sides. I'm looking at both ends. Like, what serves us, the voters, the people who actually do have jobs and are born in this country and are supportive to the America itself that the United States actually is. That's what we're looking for. And I think it's a transition in from 2016 into the new decade. Look where we are now at the other half of this decade already in 2026. And look how AI got introduced in 2022. But before then, because Bard came in place at the time, then turned to Gemini, all about money. However, the interaction started to intrigue us. We got interested. At that point, then, it was like, ooh, this might be a tool I might be able to take advantage of. What was not expected was replacing some roles in business. That was the part that got me interested at that point, too, because it can do programming faster. It can create a website very quickly, within minutes. It can write pretty well, but it does make mistakes. And there's a cliff note. If people don't pay attention on the web, they'll say AI is not always, like, this companion is not going to always be accurate.
Yeah.
Right?
My Dougie told me today, I'm sorry, I had a hallucination. I'm like, okay, thanks, Dougie. We're both hallucinating today.
Hello. It won't promote drugs, but it does hallucinate.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I think shift one for us was honestly the social media era and how that really started growing. And I feel as if there's a benefit to it because it made the world smaller.
In manner of speaking.
Meaning that we can connect instantly with anybody in the world. But then came all the algorithms, which means that you're showed what you like and I'm showed what I like. And then it makes us feel like we're both right because we're only seeing the side that
one perspective,
one perspective on everything. I remember when platforms felt lighter, when people posted vacation photos and family moments, random thoughts.
Well, the MySpace, Facebook, before Instagram and Pinterest came out, even Twitter back in the day, were selective because the MySpace thing was a big thing. I don't know, if you or anybody else remembers IRC or MIRC. Ooh, I got his brain running. His gears are going crazy. This is like, this is during dial-up
So
times.
what does MIRC mean?
IRC is Internet Relay Chat. For those who remember, MIRC is just the Windows version of the same damn thing. Think of it like
So
a BBS, bulletin board system, where you basically type your butt off. No images are shared. I'm not sure emojis were actually included because there was more characterization from the keyboard. The emojis weren't introduced yet. That came later.
all right. So
Yeah,
fun fact.
look how far back I go, dude.
Fun fact. And I don't Mike Jones, are you out there paging Mike Jones? So Mike Jones, who became the CEO of MySpace,
Yeah.
he is the guy that introduced live chat, and he introduced it
Okay.
with my team,
Oh
and
boy.
then he sold that live chat to AOL Instant Messenger. So the AOL Instant Messenger that you remember was created by Mike Jones and his team.
I bet Mike
So
Jones probably remembers also when he had the BBS system, the bulletin board system in the past.
I
That was the
don't remember
original
that.
chatting system, even in the military, before internet became a consumer-based direction.
Right, because the internet was really focused on the
Actually,
military.
yeah, it was way before we even knew it. Yeah, we
Yeah.
didn't know it existed yet. The military started that. The government did. Came later to us because the fact someone spilled the beans, or if you will, became what's the word? Oh crap! I forgot the term for it.
Let the cat out of the bag.
No,
Let the
there's
genie
another
out of the
term
bottle.
for it. A crier. I think it was a crier or something else. When they leak information out because it could be potentially beneficial.
Yeah,
You know what I'm talking about.
I do.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I do. And I'm going to tell you right now that I don't remember. I know. Whistleblower.
Thank you. That's it. These crier whistleblower is even better. Yes.
That's what we're talking about. Because we have
whistleblowers like
whistleblower protection.
what was the guy who wrote this book and actually worked at the he was in one of the agencies of the government itself, and he got kicked out of the country. Oh,
yeah,
come on, Joe.
I don't like that guy.
Yeah, actually, though, he runs in my realm. He's a tech.
So
and he's actually a very good ethical hacker.
An ethical hacker, and I know a ton of.
I'll just use the first name, Edward. That's all I do.
Because he was upset because the government was able to listen in on your private calls without letting you know.
Still, that's still going to be a speculation itself. I understand. Yes.
But I believe they had to get a I'm going to say FIFA, but that's not the right word. But some type of judgment that said they had probable cause to listen to your phone lines.
That's still up in the air right now, even at this time, though that was pre-lockdown time. And when he actually got exposure, though exiled from the country, he won't come back until he's pardoned. I don't blame him. And now he's got a family. I think he's still in Russia.
So my question is, how much did that compromise? Because you and I can be on, first of all, Joe, we could be on opposite sides of the world and still be friends. When I heard about it, I was like, it was so close to 9/11, maybe 5 or 10 years after that.
He was working at that time. He was in the military because he was in the army. That's right.
I literally thought to myself, because my wife was coming in from Spain.
Oh my!
And she was flying into New York.
During that time.
And she was routed to Canada. And none of our phones worked. Our cell phones didn't work.
Everything was on lockdown. Damn, that's right.
And so
I was working at that time at CompUSA. I just started. I was already married. And when we saw it on TV, I got late to work, but so did everybody else because it just occurred right in real time. I was like, holy crap. And we thought we were seeing a movie. It didn't look real.
So the first thing I thought was, so I'm in Los Angeles. I wake up and I'm the type of guy that wakes up, turns on the television, and shuts one eye and just looks at it. It was Good Morning America. And they were talking about a plane that hit the World Trade Center.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking, a small aircraft. And I
We
was like,
expect to be an airline.
right. And in my head, 'cause I never even got up and looked, right? I was just like listening
Well, because
and
we
with
were,
one
dude,
eye.
we were just in our trance of our routines. That was the whole point.
And I thought to myself, how do you not see two large buildings? That's what I was thinking. And
Oh, yes, yes,
thinking
yes.
that, as I was thinking that, because 6 o'clock in the morning in Los Angeles is 9 o'clock in New York.
Right, for us.
And as I was thinking that, the second plane hit, and that's when I jumped up, and I was like, what's going on?
You're like thinking, what the hell's going on?
And
It's a
so
very powerful moment for a lot of people.
so when that occurred, and then there was the whistleblower about monitoring phone lines
Mm-hmm.
for cause. Okay, let's just put that in quotes, because we can
I get
debate
it.
about whether it's for cause or not for cause. The first
Still a
thing
lot of speculation on what provoked it either way, but I understand.
the the first thing I thought to myself is, if it makes me more secure, they can listen to my phone calls. I mean, what am I talking about? How drunk I was last
It's a
night?
big
Because
question about
this was
privacy. Biggest
this
question about
was
privacy. You're correct.
this was 25 years ago, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, I was still like, woohoo. So
But you took life for granted. You took life for granted.
I'm not talking about anything on my phone that's so disturbing, like I killed somebody yesterday,
Dude,
or
we're boring to
yeah,
everybody else because we're not provocative. That's the point. We're
right.
boring.
So
Yeah.
so I didn't understand. I still don't
You
understand.
still don't get it, do you? Wow.
No, I don't.
I don't
I
think, I'm
still
not even
don't.
sure if it'd be safe for me or even in a direction from my research that I've already done since then. Plus footage, reports, various types of things to the point where I'm looking deep in my heart too. I'm like, I'm using every direction, not just human direction, but also my energy and meditation. What are the facts of this? What really serves me most? Is this going to change my future in any way? Meaning that can I use this to my advantage, but not monetarily, but more like who could I help then in their lives and not allow this be a hindrance in their life, if you will, for growth. To
Hmm.
live in fear instead and paranoia, which would not serve anyway. What can you do with it? I was thinking in my mind rhetorically in order to actually then, as Joe or my enlightened self being Norin, yeah, I'm going down that path. The Norin Rad that I am is actually, if anybody understands DC, which I know Felipe does, he knows who Norin Rad being Simple Surfer. In any case, that's my enlightened name. I embraced it. But I was starting to think about this part because I'm like, what could I do or say that would change in a positive, constructive way, productively, for someone who actually is still haunted, if you will, or scarred by that event? Look how many decades we've faced already, or so many years since that event occurred. It's been a long time since 2001.
It
And it's
has
going to still
been.
be haunting. It's going to be haunting us either way.
It has been a long time since 2001.
Yeah.
It took me several years to even want to get back on a plane.
I don't blame you.
And I think I was forced to fly because of business, and that was
Has
why.
this committed you to actually fly anyway instead of driving or
No, no, no,
getting
no,
a
no, no,
Rihanna
no,
or
no, no,
whatever?
no, no, no,
Or,
no. I was doing international stuff,
oh,
so
wow.
I had to fly,
You had
but
no choice but to go across waters that way.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it was a couple of years after that.
Well, been faster than doing a ship, put it that way.
Well, yeah, ships. Cruising is not my thing.
Yeah, cruising would be a whole different realm anyway of sensation if you're not good
Well,
with water.
right now, people since COVID, like whenever cruise ships go out, somehow
Even that could be a cesspool.
one gets stuck out in the ocean and can't dock because they're
Good luck
still.
swimming unless you're an Olympic swimmer.
Yeah. So, so, so when the whistleblower said that, I was like,
Yeah.
what type of secrets did you just give away? Because you were giving away how the U.S. protects
Yep. Yep.
or learns about things that are about to happen before they happen. And
Well,
so
and
that's
he's not the only whistleblower, though. Keep in mind, we've had in the past Aristotle, Nostradamus, various others who called out way before we even existed here about regarding what's coming up, what's going to be happening anyways. I mean, there are a lot of predictors out there, or if you will, those who foretell, but the accuracy is the whole point. How accurate is there what they're seeing? And keep in mind, we do have a mind to make different choices. It's not just destined. It is also because of the fact we do change our minds. Even though we may change our mind in the wrong direction, potentially we learn from that and then don't do it again, going future-wise. However, we still live presently. That is actually the only thing we can control, our present moment.
Do
the
we
past
live
could be a learning
presently?
lesson, have
Hold
scars.
on. But do we live presently? Do most of people right now?
Not everybody does. Some people live
currently
nostalgically.
present?
The
Or
majority are nostalgic, and some live too much futuristic, and others forget that they actually are in the present.
right.
Though realistically, by true actual, how can I explain this? Experience and encounters, some even live in 3 times in their mind, like me. I'm in past, present, and future. I'm always looking at all 3. Consider it omnipresent in one way mentality. Our spirit is omnipresent anyway. However,
Okay.
physical body is always now. You think time flies. That's a metaphor. It's an idea, not reality. Time's constant. It always ticks the way it ticks per seconds. Now, here's the one that's really going to throw everybody around. The Norse have 13 months in a year. Think about that for a moment.
Yeah, that's true.
If you understand why, it's because it's 28 days per month is why. They still count the January through December. I looked it up. There's another month in the middle of it. And actually, it killed me. I'm like, oh, now it makes more stupid sense. It's by calculation. Of course. And
So
I respect that.
So what's the impact of changing it from 28 days a month to 30
It was
or
actually
31?
more of their association of equalization. Think about it. Because the fact by calculation, 28 days a month is why there was actually 13 months for their calendar, because everything was even. We're not even here, dude, because we got 31, 30, and 28. 1 month is 28.
Right. Yeah. It's interesting because I was talking to my daughter, I think, in the beginning of the year. And she said, I thought 2026 was going to be better, but it doesn't seem to be working out to be that way. This was in January. And she said, because the actual year change isn't in January. She said, we're still these are young kids. Well, not young, but she's in her 30s.
Yeah, but we gotta still also be open to the way they think too. The perspective.
Yeah, she was like, we're still in the year of the snake, which means we still have stuff to shed.
Yes.
And you should see it a turnaround.
It is considered purification. I would agree with her 100%. It is purification. 2025 leaked into this year and it's still not done. That's correct. I would agree.
And when you say it leaked into this year, what does that mean for you?
Because she says it's still shedding skin. She gave you the hint. You got to be attentive. Pay attention.
So
ignore your ego and listen to what her mind is telling your heart. Yeah. See, you're like, wait a minute, dude. I'm not. Yes, you were pulling back. You weren't listening to her carefully. That's why you were questioning me just a moment ago. I got like that. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I was questioning. I was questioning what you meant by it. 2025
into this year, right? Yeah, no. I'm just using a different framing of what she was telling you.
Meaning, what was your perspective on it leaking, or were you just saying?
I was just saying a different way. The same thing she was saying. Yeah.
Okay.
Same meaning, different words.
Got it. So
you never seen there's actually a good promotion that you just reminded me, which I've seen both on here in LinkedIn and on YouTube. Excellent promotion regarding a blind guy sitting in a park asking for money. He has signage, cardboard cover, and he wasn't getting anything. A young girl walks up, not saying a damn thing. And what did she do? She took the marker he already had, flipped over the sign, changed the message, and he started getting money coming in. And he asked her when she came back, which gets me emotional thinking about it. I wrote the same thing in different wording. Same message, just different words. And he says, it's a beautiful day. I cannot see it. Versus, I need money because I'm homeless. Or I'm blind. I need money because I can't see. She just changed it to something more positive and he started receiving money. Same message. It's just more positive. Perspective is everything. You like
There
that?
you go. I love it. I love it. I love it because I was living in such anxiety for 2025.
Dude, you were what they call what? Boxed?
It was.
Sorry,
it
I
was,
pulled the Vogue, Madonna Vogue on you.
You did it very well too. It was just challenging, and
Yes.
it was challenging because I was trying. This is why this topic is so interesting to me. I was trying to do things the way that I knew how to do them, as far as work-related issues and applying for jobs and things like that. And just recently,
Yeah.
I remembered who I was and what I have done and what skills I already have. And so I've shifted what I'm looking for. And now instead of me wondering what I want, I know what I want and I'm walking towards it.
There you
And the
go.
other part, which goes back to your time concept, I'm taking every day a minute at a time, because
Good.
I can get a call at 8 o'clock that's super great, and then at 12 noon that just shatters my world, and both can occur within 4 hours of each other.
And yet 2 hours later, you get something else that totally makes you like, I'm coming over.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, ready to party, you know?
Yeah.
It all varies.
So
I'm actually even curious because actually I want to change, if you don't mind this, to take kind of like shift it
go ahead.
from what people actually have experienced from 2016 to this year itself. Are there any questions people want to ask about, or that they want to volunteer that you've seen in a chat maybe, or in the comments?
Does anyone want to come up?
Oh, yes, yes. We can get some people live in here. Who's going to be brave enough?
Who's brave enough to come up and join us on this conversation?
We'll be gentle.
He'll be gentle.
Oh, boy.
Emil, AI is useful. Meryl, do you want to come up? Because I've never met you before. Have you met Meryl?
I've only seen his chat, so I'd be welcoming him in without question. Bring it on.
Meryl, come on up. If I sent you a link, would you come up?
Just say yes.
Okay, I'm going to put the link in the chat.
There you go.
Over on LinkedIn. Give me just a second, guys.
By the way, I shaved my head for you, man.
I shaved my head too.
You both cleaned up. I even changed my shirt because I didn't want you to see the same dark green one. Like, no, let's put on something a little more bright. So I did.
I was a mess, right?
You're wearing a collar. Dude, it's Sunday. What the hell?
I honestly, I had no idea what was going on. Kenneth Dunner had to tell me, okay, so your show's at 1 o'clock today. And he told me that, well, I don't know what time he told me, but I saw it at about 3:15. So I was like, oh crap. And then everything
like, snap,
said,
I forgot it's 4 o'clock today. My bad.
It's always 4 o'clock. That's why I think we have people here.
The thing is that you confuse the days, I guess.
Yeah. LinkedIn.
So the Meryl decided to accept.
Snotty. LinkedIn never decides it's going to work.
LinkedIn's been a pain in my butt lately too.
So I can put it in the YouTube.
Oh, Greg chat. Even I see Greg's later on LinkedIn. He said he'd be glad to come on. I think
there's the StreamYard link on YouTube.
Okay.
Now let me see if I can get it onto LinkedIn.
If it behaves. I've been noticing that's been getting quirky lately. Really annoying me.
All right, there we go. So anybody that wants to come up and join us,
so you got them both.
It's Memorial Day, and it's a weekend.
Tomorrow's Memorial Day. It's tomorrow the weekend, and we're just winging it.
He is going to correct me on everything.
Yes, I am, damn it. You didn't realize what you were walking into.
I'm enjoying it. Absolutely.
And Greg wrote it wrong. Herd is not the herd of animals. HEARD. Somebody put that.
He's Canadian. Leave him alone.
We didn't say honor yet with a U.
Aaron Gibson, come on up. I think you should join us. Felipe Cofino.
Yes.
Come join your Cuban cousin. Leslie Flowers, you understand time and what we've gone through.
Bring it on.
Let's just have a party today, and let's just make
At this point, we don't even care. Just bring it on. Yeah.
Uh-oh. Where are you at, Greg? Oh.
Greg, I actually get the vase now. Rock on.
Yeah, I am outside on my patio. It feels like 73 degrees outside, so I'm taking advantage of it basically. So yeah.
I think this was your fault because I think you're the one that told me don't wear a hat. Yeah, you got specs. I don't have mine on because I use it on the outside.
Oh yeah. So I'm just to take up your opportunity. I'm thinking the reason why, in terms of the BlackBerry stuff, I will say this.
I had feelings like a trigger you because you're up there.
yeah. I will say because a lot of Canada were ride or die BlackBerry type of a user because of the security aspect. Because I'm thinking, I basically joined the iPhone community probably 2 or 3 years ago, and I have to literally basically jig up my iPhone to the security level of my former BlackBerries, which is basically facial identification, facial identification, a password, and a whole lot of different types of stuff. But in terms of because I basically want to bring the attention is that there was a documentary on it in regards to falls of BlackBerry that was produced. That's on CBC Gem. If you're able to get the access to the app per se.
I'm not even sure if I can I'm not even sure we can access that down here, to be honest.
CBC, it's a Canadian Broadcasting Corporation.
I understand who they are, just don't know if we have access anymore.
Yeah. So there's a documentary on it, and I will say this. They did not, I will say Jim Balsillie, who is the same type of person who is trying to get a NHL team in Hamilton area at the time, he did not, I will say, and a lot of different other people did not adapt to the corresponding technological times in terms of the physical keyboard that the physical, because they're still adamant to have the physical keyboard. I personally am still adamant to having the physical keyboard because of accuracy.
Yeah, but you can get that on you can clip that onto your iPhone now.
True, yeah, true. But the thing is, at the time, it was
integrated.
It was they didn't want to integrate it, and they just wanted to have the physical keyboard because of that nature. So, but the thing is, I will say with the technological advances right now, in terms of AI, in terms of AI, everybody knows where I stand in AI. I believe that we need some type of governance, 2 regulations, 3 professional ethics standards in regards to the use of the tool, because this is going to hurt a lot of different racial and disability and both people in terms of their career. And it's basically so prevalent that my local HR association said in a luncheon, I think it was in this past month. I think it was.
While you're looking that up, I want to yell at. Hold on for a second. Hold on, Greg, hold on. So, Kenneth Dunner said,
He corrected me.
I'm looking forward to seeing who will out talk the other today. Talking about Joe and me.
Three bald guys. Who's going to out talk whom?
Go
And
ahead.
believe me, actually, Will,
Yeah.
you just dominated already. You just cut Greg off, right? Because you're the host. Keep that in mind. So,
It's my show.
it's his show, not mine.
Yeah, so it was.
And I'll give you
spring-
kudos, Ken, because you did say I'm the one taking off the cap. So I give you the
Yeah,
heads up.
so it was a spring luncheon on this past May, on May the 13th, so a couple of weeks back, and this was the luncheon that I was basically, it was a do or die attempt if I was going to renew my HR membership with them and stuff, and then they said that they are going to go into public policy and advocacy, mainly the integration of the use of AI in HR. And I says, okay, they are finally catching up to me, and they're like 12 to 18 months too late in regards to this discussion, because this was basically prevalent discussion on the International Human Resources Day on May the 20th, because I was in 3 webinars. 2 of them were HRCI, and both of them were talking about HR type of the intersectionality of AI in HR. And it was absolutely, I will say, it was a breath of fresh air that this needs to be very tackled, because there is a link that somebody showed me, and the amount of HR jobs that could be lost, and the magnitude of lost salary, up in the words of $1 million, in regards to multiple tens of millions of dollars in lost salary, in regards to various HR positions could be cut because of the integration.
Hold on, Gregory.
Of
Hold
HRs.
on, Gregory. So we're having a fight right now in the chat. So Joe is saying kudos to Kenneth, and then Kenneth is saying awesome for you going toe to toe with the host. What the hell is going on here? Like, why am I being a victim?
It looks
You're
like
not.
it looks like the reoccurrence of Saturday Night Main Event, which was in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Who's yours?
Like
basically.
Kenneth, are you trying to start an argument? What's going on?
Yeah,
love
cool.
Joe.
Joe,
Your
you
chat.
realize it is all a pun and a joke,
in
right?
the words of Natalia Neidhart, settle your tea kettle, Kenneth. Come on, cool your jet,
If
cool
the
your
shoes fits.
cool your Houston Rockets. Basically, come on.
I think Kenneth needs to come in here. You got to show your face, dude. You got to
let's
jump
go
on.
back to Kenneth is afraid.
I know. We're calling it out.
He's afraid to come on.
I have seen Kenneth. He has
but
come
this
on.
is a
The last
great,
time the last time I saw Kenneth come on was basically like months ago, like at least 4 months ago, minimum, basically. So
He's very inhibited. Okay.
He used to come on to my
I think he's afraid about us attacking him.
No. Don't nobody attack Kenneth.
I'm not attacking Kenneth, man.
have it
Actually,
because
I did speak with him, and he's really cool, down to earth. I actually have a lot of respect for the dude.
he's fantastic.
Yeah.
So one of the things I want to say, Gregory, about the BlackBerry, and I think this is in line with the conversation. I don't care how great you are or how great your business is. If we don't evolve, we're going to become extinct. And right now, the evolution is super, super fast. And thinking from a small business perspective, see, right now, what you're seeing are the large businesses laying off, 7,000 people here, 10,000 people there. But from a small business perspective, if you can get an AI assistant to do your marketing for you, to post your social media for you, to take incoming calls and vet your clients before they get to you, that saves you a ton. And small businesses right now need to be able to compete, but they have lower volume. And so reducing that overhead is going to impact a lot of people. But the question is, to my friend Joe, who says he lives in multiple time zones or multiple dimensions, what does that mean for the worker in the future?
That depends on themselves. And
Does that mean that we go
actually,
on?
this means
does that life gets better?
And on top,
the perspective of humanity is what actually is very linear.
Residual.
Yeah.
Human perspectives are linear, very, very linear.
And on top of it, this is at the same luncheon. They basically said that it was like a 3-year strategic plan, and they're trying to incorporate the inclusive future of work, which means yet again
working in the corporate.
I don't know. That's what they label. I don't have the flushed definition in regards to that.
Very good question to ask as a probing question. Is it because of corporate control or individual business control? Very key point to take in mind.
Corporate.
That's why I wonder what they're saying. What is that referring to?
Yeah,
point, right?
Yeah.
Oh, true. But the thing, yeah.
The only way I think we survive this, is, and then people are saying, "Oh, that's communism," but if the robots are going to take over, then someone's going to have to support the people who have no jobs, because there's not going to be manufacturing jobs. Why would there be manufacturing jobs if a robot can build something on its own?
We're still going to be, regardless, actually, to be useful in various areas of various industries, as well as the creativity. There's not going to be any creativity within AI or robotics. We have. You're breaking up. I'm breaking up. Any clearer?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear him.
Is he breaking up for you, Greg?
I can hear him.
Yeah, you're fine now.
You good now? All right. So I was stating was, about to reiterate, humanity has one thing that AI does not: imagination, creativity, inspiration. AI mimics us. That's the difference. We have physical approaches, though.
Right, but
AI
what
can
I'm
be
saying
incorporated with actual robots, granted for manufacturing, yet the inspiration of how to build a structure, building a bridge, an island, controlling water, a lot of physical aspects that AI does not have that advantage on. We do, because we're involved with nature. We're involved with the planet. AI is not really that involved. Now, it can do some aspects that we do take for granted and can do very simple tasks. Yes. Would I allow AI robotics to actually do surgery for me? Frown on it. Big time no. I trust more of the human instinct of experience in that area. Law, ethics, potentially, but it all still makes mistakes because it does. Who designed it? We did. We reprogrammed it. The humans created AI because we did. We invented it. You mentioned earlier you're an inventor, Will. You think AI is going to invent anything? No, it mimics. It mirrors. It doesn't have inspiration that we have.
This is the quote in terms of our vision: to be a catalyst for optimizing workplaces' performance within today's dynamic world of work, leading the advancement of people's leadership and HR innovation that builds inclusive, future-ready workplaces.
I really think the perspective of what you've been reading, though, sounds to me more like the corporate world that I walked away from a year and a half ago. I've been fighting with that for 25 plus years, and it's been more for me frustration because hierarchical, it is controlling, manipulative. Yes, it does have pay throw, but if I know my worth is higher than what they're offering me in payment, despite the benefits, It's more insulting for me by my intelligence and my creativity, plus my ambitions, because I do have hunger. My hunger is to actually be able to excel. And corporate sometimes can tie me back on that. For me, it's not beneficial. Used to be.
As well as very, very conservative, which I learned,
Yes.
learned that the hard way this past year. Very much so. And that's why I will say it's to the point that it is virtually, I will say, quasi killing a lot of their thought-provoking policies, because they said that they want to go into advocacy and public policy, which I'm thinking, okay, so that means you are trying to be a little bit more progressive in terms of their language, in terms of in terms of HR policies and procedures, which is a joy at this time. But where was this 12, 18
it didn't
months
exist back then, man.
yeah, I'm being generous. 12, 18 months, or maybe I could be very, very not generous, 2 years minimum ago, when everything was
No, and I've seen the evolution of what Canada has gone through from literally, I think, 2011 all the way up to this point, and now more so the changes as well, that actually it's not even echoed here in the States itself. Some things have, but not majority. So I'm seeing Canada, sadly, which I had considered to go visit up there.
Mm-hmm.
But now when things are changing so much, and there's a separation big time. I mean, not like we did go through our own separation here, because we have.
Mm-hmm.
But the segregations that are going on more in Canada between the West and the East is insanity itself. Actually, it's 3 locations. It's between Quebec itself, Ontario, and they're neighbors. I'm like, you guys are like as if you're thousands of miles away from each other, and yet
you could add Ontario. you could add Ontario into that, because a lot of people here. I'm in the central, but basically it's quasi Western Canada per se. But a lot of people say that everything is decided in terms of a sorry, Bill, to go political here, but any elections federally that we have, it is basically decided when at the Ontario-Manitoba border, and everything is all settled. And
you saw transitions from 2016 all the way up to now.
Yeah,
look how dramatically it changed in the last 5 years.
Yeah,
dramatic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you had Trudeau for a decade. That was kind of the average when I looked at the history of PMs. I could not believe that he lasted that long, and then he decided to finally step down because there were way too many people complaining about him. Like, obvious, get the hell out.
Yeah.
And then somebody else comes in who buys his own ticket. So it's not like I agree, but you can see the differences, though, between our border of what we intended to always have an alliance. And from 2016 to this time itself, there's been a lot more transitions. It's been so progressive. I'm just like, will we have an alliance still maintained is a good question to ask before 2030. I still question that in the air, because technically after 2028, we don't know what's going to occur, even though there's a mentality of an extension. I'm like, no one has ever had 3 terms in this country, not once in the history of this country at all by the government. And that's a potential. Now, again, it still is up in a sense to the American people to make the choice.
Mm-hmm.
Because by constitutional rights in this country, if you haven't already learned about it from us, the Supreme Court has the ending rule. That could be superseded over any CIC or Commander-in-Chief. Okay.
Yeah.
So the Constitution still is holding strong. It will never die.
Yeah.
Because no one can override it. Bill of Rights is still the Bill of Rights, 10 of them. Even though the stipulations themselves, which I found to be a joke when I actually heard it today from the rights from George Carlin. Perfect, excellent description about it. That killed me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right, Will? Have you seen that, haven't you? George Carlin's rights?
I probably, but it's probably so long ago. George Carlin.
Look at George Carlin. We have no rights. It'll make you laugh.
I do have a quick question.
Look your thoughts. Yeah, go ahead.
So Gregory, so Canadians did not like Trudeau, and then Joe, you said the new prime minister purchased his ticket. So
Well,
let's
okay,
start with
I'm
Gregory.
here's
not
Again.
using direct quote that way, but
yeah,
that's what I thought. Yeah.
it all depends who you talk to. Full
Yeah.
disclosure, I was I in the past voted for that corresponding party,
Okay.
but I will say when they were not doing any type of cost of living type of major cost of living, being more progressive in terms of fighting the cost of living, that's where I got off the train and basically be quasi independent in terms of on the federal political scene.
Okay.
Now, when because he resigned because of the reckless spending on a lot of initiatives, and then we had a leadership contest with and Mark Carney, who is a former Bank of Canada governor in Canada and in England. He was the main drive. He had to shepherd the stuff in England when Brexit was happening. He took over as leader as a party, and now everything has gone shifted right of basically center right or right of the political spectrum. And some progressives are not quasi happy with it, and in it that they are trying to be very, very vocal in terms of their thoughts and opinions and views on it, and it's starting to show some type of cracks in the caucus and in people du jour, and it's to me, it's I will say it's starting to again with the cost of living, because he's very, very late to the dance in regards to that regards to that situation, and it's starting to hamper a lot of it's starting to become an uberly type of struggle. For example, here in the province, which is in your language state that I'm living here, inflation is at 4.3% in my province, which is basically tied for the highest amongst the provincial inflation rate. But the national inflation rate du jour is around 2.8% nationally. So make it make sense basically in regards to the cost of living. I'm thinking it's basically could get worse. In unemployment is at 6.869% at this juncture, but the real unemployment rate for everything overall it's knocking on the door at 10%. So it's absolutely major.
Insane.
In the words of natural disasters, this is basically an F5 hurricane rate at this juncture per se. So yeah.
So Joe, when you said, and I'm speaking loosely, and everyone out there, I want you guys to know that the reason why I keep removing myself from the stage is because when I'm on the stage, they break up. And I have something that's running in the background and it's almost done.
Eating up your
And
bandwidth.
I probably should not have clicked on it, because I clicked on it. It's going to be done in 1 minute and 42 seconds. So this was a self-inflicted wound.
You were trying to download something at the same time, being productive, and it backfired on you. I get it now.
Yeah, I got many jobs.
I know,
man.
I know. I sound like
so-
you and I gotta have a tech talk.
So what did
And they just
you
gave you
mean when
instruction in
said-
our chat regarding the steps which you could do, at least to clean up your system to get it a little faster. You saw that.
Yeah, I saw that. It's really not my system. It's that I clicked a button and I shouldn't have.
Well done.
So I user error. Hey, we got to admit it. So I understand. I'm not saying it exactly the way that you said it, Joe, But what
That's
did
okay.
you mean by the candidate kind of bought the ticket, or
It was my interpretation.
kind of?
It was not exactly those terms. I heard from a fellow Canadian who actually is up there in Ontario and Toronto directly, and he was born and raised up there. He's in his 60s now, and we discussed regarding Trudeau as he was still in power and all in the office, and the transitions are occurring. But then by the time it came to election here, it was also shifting over there. And that's what actually killed me. And then now he's lost his mind more. We kind of agreed, we used the terminology that he bought his ticket. Not that he actually did pay for it, no. It's just that actually he does come from a rich family, more or less like Trudeau, but apparently from his background is unique and different from Trudeau's background. That's why we used that terminology or that phrase, because it felt that way. Is he doing a better job? Personally, I'd say no. And some of his actual approaches, ideas, and thoughts, even with the tariffs going on, that's another backlash. And it's not the only country. Tariffs are going everywhere and in various levels of percentages. But it's been reintroduced again from the 19th century into now, 21st century, because the perspective is that it was successful then. Well, we're not seeing here much of that.
Hold on. So I'm not as educated as you, so I'm going to take a step back.
Okay.
But from what I understand,
Yeah.
when the tariffs were invented, that's
Mhm.
established in
More like introduced, right? Yeah.
introduced. That kind of led to, didn't the depression happen right after that? So there's always
the early depression. Yeah. The first one.
there's always a question about whether
Yeah.
or not tariffs have ever been productive.
Are they
Because-
helpful? Correct. I agree.
Right. Do you think we're better off today than we were a year ago?
Back even in that couple of centuries ago.
No, a year ago.
A year ago, questionable. Very questionable itself. I do see Greg shaking his head like hell no.
because you guys, I want to be very I want to be very clear. This is UBU Live, which means that you don't have
I
to agree
understand.
with
I get it.
you don't
On
have to
both
agree with
sides of the
me.
border, no, not really, because I'll say both sides of the border and even globally, nobody has fully recovered from COVID-19, and because you have
I 100% agree with that.
and because you have because in Canada, on all three levels of government, the debt is basically in hundreds and tens of hundreds of billions, though trillions with a T, trillions of dollars in terms of debt,
And increasing.
Yes, and it's increasing, and it's basically a major financial, and it's starting to creep into the overall affordability
Absolutely.
of Canadians and Americans, and it's
Holy crap.
affecting.
Ken actually said he did. I just saw it. Is Ken saying hell no to the tariffs or hell no to what? You got to be more specific.
Are we better off today? I don't
think he's answering
understand.
your question. He's like, no. I think we're all agreeing.
Yeah,
Maybe even put skulls on it.
He's answering that question. Yeah.
But Joe, you are vacillating. Maybe not.
It's a debate in my head because the fact that, yes, economically, our country has fallen apart. Canada's no different, and many other countries are no different. Downside is, though, everybody relies on us. But it's not us as the American people. They're relying on this damn government, which to me is really messed up. That's my perspective. This government is not helping. It's actually destroying. And it needs to be revamped. I would say, like, okay, reboot, reimage.
Okay.
Start over.
All right. So that goes back to what you said about, I don't know how we got down this topic, but you know what? That's what we do. We're just having conversations.
Well, it does go down to financing too, man, because we talked about business. We did talk about the relationship between Canada and here. Right. Towards it.
So I'm going to say this. So Canada, America, and Mexico always had NAFTA. That was ripped apart.
True.
During the first administration.
Yep.
It was rewritten
Yep.
And then when it came down to it, came back and ripped it up again. And so,
And we're gonna have we have a renewal process coming up in less than 60 days. Someone has
great.
to
Right.
someone has to trigger
Right in
it.
the
Basically.
summertime, fantastic.
and let's think about this, guys. So we have no allies to the north. We have no allies to the south, right? Because we
Question
ripped
is,
up.
what about east and west? Yeah.
We don't have any allies east or west.
Do we?
No.
I mean, we
Who
still
do-
have UK as an ally, don't we, or not?
No.
Wow.
No. Not at all.
Was that like a more or less, Greg? Or
Yeah, 50-50 on that one.
No, because what we have done is we've manufactured wars, right?
too many.
We've gone in for I don't know why.
We're nosy as can be for this country. Too nosy in everybody else's business.
So we go
times.
in and we pull out the president of Venezuela, right?
Yep.
Then we don't hear anything about it. I haven't heard anything about
It did go silent. You're not wrong. It went silent 3 weeks ago. Yeah.
I haven't heard anything about a fishing boat with cocaine. So you're telling me that the cartel just stopped when we
I'm wondering, like, the question's in the air. Okay, are they evaporated or in jail or dead or what's going on? I'd be thinking.
Right. And we don't
even
even know where that guy Maduro is.
Is he still here in the country, or is he left? Right. Exactly.
Right. Because everything is smoke and mirrors right now. To me, that's.
I would agree. It's like misdirection.
Yes.
Very good illusion. Extremely good magicianry. Because like at first we saw taken here to the DC. Suddenly it went silent. Yep. Well, that's the media for you, being paid probably. Shut it. That's what I'm thinking.
Where's Charlie Kirk's
his wife?
No, his assassin.
That's still in the air too. Thank you. Yes,
we forget about it, right?
Even the presidential dinner, that stupid ballroom thing, misdirection again.
Yeah,
a guy's taking a picture laying on the ground. Exactly.
But here's what you just said.
Yeah.
Here's what you just said. The stupid ballroom thing. When that happened,
yeah,
the president of the United States did not go out and say we need to talk about gun reform or we need to talk about mental health.
Wasn't even brought up.
He said we need to spend $1 billion of American people's money to create a ballroom, and this is a good reason why, because this should never happen. It's a security risk. Right now, the United States of America, is on the humanitarian, lack of humanitarian, I forget what to call it, list. We are starving
because we're not being philanthropic as we have been perceived for years. That's true. The philanthropy has almost not evaporated, but damn close. We're almost like vapor.
Yeah, they're starving people in Cuba. People have
Cuba's
died.
A disaster area. Mexico, I have no idea. Central America, also mystery, as well as Brazil and the other countries in South America itself. Those, to me, I'm like, and then don't even start with the African countries. No idea.
The thing about we won't even go into Africa because because Africa is actually the wealthiest country in the world.
Minerally, yes,
but through colonization,
yep,
their resources have been taken,
ripped off,
and then they were forced to work to get those diamonds and whatever else out to sell to everyone else. Yep. And so it has the most.
And we did not become a buyer either. We were not a buyer.
It has the most. If it became the United States of Africa, that would be a global powerhouse.
52 countries converted to become states would be an outweighing part to here, big time.
It's the only continent on Earth that is rooted into Earth. The rest of the continents float.
I saw a video earlier And it still confirms I've learned since I was a kid. The African continent is the grandfather of Earth, or
Yeah.
Gaia, if you will. It is the grandparent, totally. And we do not need to take it for granted. Actually embrace it, but respect also. I find too many times that humanity does not respect nature itself. Other earthlings that we share this planet with. We're not the dominant species. No, we're not. We share this. We think we are. That's the ego of humanity.
Who's the dominant species? I say it's dolphins.
There are no dominant species. We are all equal. That's the problem. See, guess what species,
ahead,
in a sense, if
Joe.
you will. Okay, here's one that's really going to throw people into a big loop. What numbers in species do you think outnumbers humanity on the planet?
Oh, I know this one.
Go ahead. What do you know? What do you think?
Ants?
It's really small.
Bees?
No, bees
Smaller
are
than
dying.
bees. Ants.
Ants. Yeah, I said it. No one heard me.
Very comparable to Indian culture, by the way they actually function. You
As
can
a
drive in
society.
India, and you saw the video probably with Fluffy. Yes, they never had a crash. We do, and we're separated from each other on the road.
Yeah.
It's a pun, but actually it's a good association. Ants work as a team.
Yep.
Do humans?
Towards
Few
a collective
times,
goal.
very few times.
The problems with humans,
Yep.
and I'm going to say that as a global statement. Humans is that we believe transformation is singular, individual.
Yep.
And once we recognize that we grow and we evolve together, and that your impact on me today can influence how I think tomorrow, and the impact that I can have on someone else in a positive or negative way.
That's my hope and my intent. That's my intent and my hope.
So that's why you're over talking me throughout my entire show.
Damn right. If I don't laugh at life, dude, I mentioned yesterday's meeting, life is a joke. Don't be so serious. It will kill you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And taking that into account, recognizing that don't let a moment in life dictate the rest of your day, the rest of your life. Just be present, because you cannot continue to sit here and worry about tomorrow.
Well, that's what you asked me. What is like, do you know what presence means? I go, yes, be in real time. Be now. What is now? Don't worry. Don't worry so much. Just be. Simple. That's actually even taught biblically. And not
but it's not. So I'm speaking on behalf of all the people going through something right now.
Sure.
That's easy to say. It's easy to say.
I didn't say it was going to be a piece of cake, dude. It ain't a piece of cake.
When everything is going right? It's easy. But when you're in the middle of it, it's freaking difficult. And I had to be intentional about doing my Williams wind down. And I do that so that I can remind myself to let the day go. But I do it with everybody out there. And why do I do it with everyone out there? Because at 10 o'clock on Sundays and Mondays and Wednesdays, I hold myself accountable, and I make sure that I show up and I share what I'm letting go with everyone out there.
And so plus it helps other people around having that same type of hectic, crazy schedule, such as the one I had this past week when I did not know what I was doing or what meetings I have to go to or who I have to talk to for on the 19th, the 19th, 20th, and the 21st. So yeah, so it was absolutely crazy.
If life was not full of actual chaos, it would be, in a lot of ways, the challenges are what they're supposed to be, good tests. And I'm seeing now what Mill got there. Okay, past, present, future are all forms of now. That's true. I agree. Today is Sunday, UK, and coming up, actually, by time frame itself, he'll be going into Monday ahead of us in about 2.5 hours, actually an hour and a half. So he's already ahead. And the thing is that he's not wrong. And the thing is, I would agree too that perspectives are everything. Like I was saying earlier, don't take your life too seriously. And I've been down that road. Life's not a piece of cake. If it was, you'd be bored. You'd be wondering, what's my challenge? What's my purpose? Why am I here?
Okay, I right now I could take some boredom. I promise you that.
But what would you do when you're bored? What do you do? That's the question. What is
Yeah.
your progression, or what do you do? Your action.
You know, right now, what I'm doing, which has totally just shifted everything about
Right now, you're in the moment, right? Because we're talking over an hour and a half. You're entertained, but you're also being provoked in your mind because you're even asking questions. Smart. You're actually thinking. Another smart thing. And you're seeing how others' perspectives, like mine, Greg's, anybody else in chat, YouTube, whatever, you're absorbing. What serves, you use. What doesn't, fuck off, kind of direction.
Absolutely. Leslie Flowers says only human beings have conscious awareness that we know of so far. That is intelligence. But ants, they do like. Have you ever studied ants?
They read energies though. Ants do read energy by chemical direction.
Do you know I learned this just on YouTube because I stopped watching the news? That squirrels, if a squirrel stops and just stares at you,
Yep.
it's reading everything about you. And if you just stop and
Your
stare back,
appearance, posture, energy. Are you looking at them or not?
yep,
Yeah, posture is everything to them, as well as facial feature. They do read that. Dogs and cats. I've been asked this when I did a pet podcast earlier the last week, and I was asked, "What's the difference between a cat and a dog?" And I go, "The senses almost all the same, with the exception on cats. They see a different spectrum than we do, and than dogs do. They both can hear. Dogs smell better than cats smell, but cats are also intuitive, much more than dogs are. But they still do read our energies. That never changes. The energy that we provide and give is still present because they're in the moment. And yes, they do feel pain. They do feel happiness. They do go crazy. And cats have attitudes just like dogs have attitudes. You just got to understand their actual species is all it is. Understand it and respect
yes, my dog is a 150-pound cat.
it. 150-pound feline. Wow.
Because
150 pounds?
That's
yeah,
a big
Bruno's-
dog.
yeah. But I was talking to my neighbors about this.
So
I said,
that dog
he
is
does-
basically like a bantamweight, basically.
I would say it's almost like a panther.
if you look at Transformation Kitchen, the dance-a-thon,
Oh, okay.
he jumped up on me. He's taller than I am. And he wasn't even standing at full height.
Wow.
Freaking
Because
horse. Oh my God.
Because he's an Akita, so he's not only tall,
Oh, now we're answering more. Remember I had Labradoodles. Okay, now I get it.
yeah. So
Ooh-wee.
he's not only tall, but he's wide.
God, man. 100.
But
Damn,
Akitas are
big.
very aloof.
That makes sense.
So they're more like a cat. So he's stubborn, is that what my neighbor said, because she has an Akita too.
That kind of reminds me of a sheepdog. I just had to
So-
think about it.
So if I said, Bruno, come here, he just lifted his head.
He's
He
like,
looked
what?
at me. He looked at me and then he laid his head back down. Like
You're saying, like, what the hell you want from me? Talk to your people. Talk to your people.
Bruno, you want a treat? Come here. Here's a treat.
Now that calls his name.
No, it didn't. Because he doesn't see it in my
He moves
hand.
direction. He's like,
Yeah.
dude, you're not really gonna try and entice me just for show. He read you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, I am not a show pony. You either have a
I'm
real
not a
treat for
one-trick
me or
pony.
not.
Yeah.
Paul Simon's old song, One Trick Pony.
So
Speaking of animals, I put in my first comments. Last night, I went to my 80s retro dance party.
Okay.
All of a sudden, someone rolls up behind me in my blind spot area, and they put some type of a bird or a parrot on my shoulder, I'm thinking, what the hell's wrong
What's
with
going on
you?
here?
Yeah, what the hell's wrong with you? What's going on here? I was trying to get it off. The bird bit me, basically.
It pecked you.
Yeah, literally and figuratively. So I literally had to go wash up in the place when I get home. Wash up, put some hand sanitizer.
Why did someone put a parrot on you?
I don't know. I don't know. I
Was
don't
it
know.
part
I don't
of
know.
We're
I
the-
don't
thinking
know
the
how.
claws would be worse than the peck,
I
though,
don't
because
know
those
how
claws will dig.
I don't know how they got the parrot inside the bar, because there is two people in security. I'm thinking, you gotta be kidding me. I'm thinking, this is he had
You got my eyebrows raised, like, what the hell?
Yeah, so he had the bird
That
smuggled.
Botox is not
He
working.
had the bird smuggled inside of his shirt. So I'm thinking, what the hell?
Kill me on that.
What's wrong? I said I was basically giving him like William will hate me to say this person's name for the second time in a week. Stephen A. Smith. What the hell's wrong with you?
You have a good memory.
I don't know what's. I find him basically uberly funny and sometimes very
It's okay.
very
It's okay,
controversial.
It's all
but
good, dude.
Yeah,
It's all right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, you said Uberly. I was thinking Uber in my head already. I was thinking about, like, should I call one?
No.
So,
Yo,
we've been on for like an hour
and 40 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, 101 minutes. Yeah.
An hour and 40 minutes. We never touched our topic, which is
Then we did. We had.
2016 to 2026. I think we stopped in 2026.
No, we went a little. I went a little further down because I went down to 2030. I didn't care. I was not going to go that far anyway.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Good.
So we did cover stages from that era of 2016 into the pandemic. That was really a sensitive topic, but it hit earlier also 2001, which made sense.
Right.
And so how that provoked into the 2016 direction, then later go into 2020. That's why it transitioned later on to about this point where we are at 2016 to now 2026. So we covered broader than expected. Actually, 2 decades. So yeah,
the one thing that you and I have lived through.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you fared, but we lived through the 2008, 2010, between 2008 and 2010, that economic downturn, which
I was surprised to even get a job in those 2 years.
Wiped everything out.
Yeah.
Then we bounced back. We went through 2020
for a short time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was about 12 years.
We didn't do too bad. I mean, from 2008 all the way to 2016, I don't think we did too badly that way because we actually did recover. You're correct. The 2008 crash, though, helped a lot of people to buy housings because the market plummeted.
Well, the problem was I had just bought a house.
Timing.
Okay.
Ow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Housing here in Canada is absolutely gone.
No, there's insane.
It's like, yeah, the cool kids
A
will say
shack could cost you $1 million.
Off the chain here. Two houses were that were basically sold like basically like $60,000, $70,000, maybe $80,000 above listing. I was just at an open house that was around like down the street from
That's
me.
bizarre for a conservative country that actually makes real estate extremely expensive. Exactly.
Yeah,
but do you think that's because a lot of Canadians are leaving the United States? Because I live in Southern Florida, so I'm in Miami, Fort Lauderdale area. So what I'm finding is all of my neighbors have their houses for sale, and they were snowbirds, and they would fly down here when it got cold in Canada. And they'd live here 6 months out of the year, and they would live 6 months in Canada. But because the tension is so hard between the U.S. and Canada, they're all moving back. So do you think that migration is causing housing to sell?
I think it was provoked also by what happened.
Personally, I don't know because a lot of the houses that are being sold like $60,000, $80,000 above listing. I was just at an open house. It was a very small but compactful good home, I will say if I had the money, this would probably be a starter home if I had the money, and they're asking for $549K.
Within a
Or
good
the
area.
job market's not provoking enough money income to actually make up for those kind of pricings
Correctamundo.
for a closing. That's stupid.
So
Yeah.
what? So let's go back to this one topic because I don't think I said it right. But what are your
No,
thoughts?
you expressed it correctly.
No. You don't.
The housings here in the States that are actually being bought, say, by Canadians who are going back home
Right.
because they can't afford the housing here. It is a good question to ask. What is it they're actually doing up there then? Right.
You're trying to predict what my question is, Joe.
Sorry. Go ahead.
So my question is, because everything is so expensive and wages are not going up,
Right.
and we're losing jobs to AI, what are your thoughts on that economic kind of like everyone gets X amount of dollars?
Oh boy.
Because people like us that own homes, our children aren't going to be able to get into them. I couldn't buy my house today.
Interesting you bring it up because even my best friend, his house went up in the market closest to actual 7 figures when he bought it at $80 per square foot in 2008 that you mentioned earlier.
Yep.
Now it's more than doubled that price. Presently, I'm like, you better not move and sell that house because I don't know what the hell you're gonna be able to get now in Florida at all. And we're in the West Coast.
Exactly. So as we become more AI oriented,
Sadly,
and as
some ways,
as we find that jobs are being replaced, I'm going to disagree with Joe on a couple of things.
That's fine.
I don't believe that doctors can be replaced, but I do believe that virtual diagnosis can happen over the phone. Like I can get my heart rate, my sugar levels, everything on my watch, right? So that doesn't mean I have to go in and get tests and blood work constantly because I have everything right here.
That area I'll agree on.
And if I have an iPad and I call a virtual assistant and say, hey, I'm having this pain. They say, well, let me look at your chest, touch here, touch here, touch here. Okay, you need to come in, right? Or I'm going to send lab work. I need you to go have a urine test and a blood test. And these are the tests we're going to run. So that means that there's this middleman that's no longer required. It means that there's no use for a receptionist anymore or a call center agent. Give it 3 more years, right? And when I say manufacturing, you know, if you look at the way cars are made right now, people aren't really making cars. They're checking the cars that are being made.
I was going to get to that part about QA, quality assurance. Yes.
Yeah, you have a machine that's dipping the car into the
true
into the paint,
yes.
And then it rolls over to this other machine that assembles the doors and puts everything in, and then you have a robotic arm.
And they have pretty good precision, by the way. Pretty good precision, actually. Yeah.
And they have pretty good precision when it comes to. This is me watching too many videos,
but movies and whatever else. Yeah.
But when it comes to actually doing surgeries, like getting a tube into your heart and removing blockages.
I've seen some videos the same that actually, I won't say it's not impressive, but I guess I'm apprehensive because I'm more grounded in the area.
I think you need oversight. Right? I think you need oversight, but me watching it do it and then stopping it when I see it's doing something wrong is different than me having to sit there and do it. I can have 4 surgeries running concurrently, looking at a monitor. And then
I would be wondering myself if I had an actual AI robot do a glaucoma clearing my eye, would my eye get destroyed, or would it actually be so precise and not screw me up? Right? Precision is everything. Brain surgery, human. Even though AI won't tremble, granted, robots don't tremble. But if there's an earthquake, I'm screwed. I'm dying easily. But then human, same problem, right?
Right.
Not to be anticipated because
if
can't.
there's an earthquake, I'm going to run anyway. So you're going.
Well, I'm just like, if you're doing this, forget it. I'm out. I want someplace stable. You follow my point, though. I'm talking about extremes, obviously, extreme situations. Majority of situations, I understand what you're saying, and I can actually truly embrace that because I've been using the tool in my work of technology for so long now. I've actually embraced it to understand and respect it. Other industries themselves, yes, I will have some apprehensions, consider prejudice, but the thing is that AI doesn't care. It doesn't use prejudice. It doesn't judge. We do. It won't.
It has biases. It has
does.
biases.
Yes. But you follow my point, though. You do follow my point. Okay.
I do.
God, I can't believe we go almost 2 hours. My gosh.
Yes. And I have a roasted chicken in the oven, and it's smelling delicious.
You need AI, man. Get the chicken ready.
to get the chicken out. Actually, that's what I did with the first time when Greg came on, and I was like, I forgot to put my chicken in. So I was like, let me put it in now, so then it'll be almost cooked when I'm done. Because after
that's when you asked me before I came in, Joe, you ready for this? Like, I had a late lunch. I already got myself fueled up. I got everything prepped. Let's go.
Yeah. So this has been interesting. I love things like this because we didn't know what we're going to talk about, but
we had an idea.
We had an idea, but we don't know each other, and I feel like, I made a friend. I'll call you tomorrow. Let's go have a beer. Not literally, because I don't have a job right now. So unless you're paying, I'm not going to go out and have a beer. But plus, you live in Tampa.
I also have to cross the Everglades to get to you either way, but still the same.
Right. But
yeah, Greg, he's far away from me. We're in the same state, but he's on the east. I'm on the west. I'm in Tampa. He's in Miami.
So who's exposed to a hurricane more then?
Me. No, him. Sorry.
Huh?
No, it depends. It depends. So
it varies, but usually south of me is exposure, but it's also susceptible to the east as well. And this year so far, thankfully, maintains to stay quiet, even though I just had rain while we were talking.
Joe, the hurricane season doesn't start for another like 3 weeks.
I know. I'm just stating, we've had hurricanes even off the clock.
Well, yeah.
well, personally here, your hurricane examples is basically tornado, and if I was in Ottawa, I would have to prepare for an earthquake because we had at least 2 or 3 earthquakes in
New York,
in Ottawa, Ontario, and stuff, which was absolutely crazy because anytime I think about an earthquake, I think about San Francisco. I think about
Japan.
I think about I think it was either the World Series or there was a NFL football game between the 49ers between the 49ers.
We went down that road now, Will. We just went down that road. Here we go.
So I gotta let you guys go.
Either with the 49ers or the Giants, basically. So yeah.
So this is what, and Google this or do whatever you do, but they're saying right now that the Earth is remembering,
of course,
and that there are things that have happened years ago that it needs to release.
Yep.
And so they're saying right now that there's seismic activity in South Carolina that they believe is going to lead to a volcano. There's some other areas that they said, and they also said that a lot of things are happening around the land that was taken from indigenous people, which is very interesting. And they said that it was sacred ground and people remember. I think universal income benefit is a pipe dream. Who can afford to give everyone rich and poor thousands of dollars a week, a month, a year to do nothing? Thank you, Eddie.
Oh man,
I would disagree with you on this because I co-authored a resolution at a.
Here we go.
So Annie,
that was my father. Sorry, I co-authored a resolution at a political event. And it was basically the 7th best resolution out of 20 plus resolutions that basically went forth in the final round of voting in 2024. In terms, you have seen the best of the best of the best, line from Top Gun, CEOs and financial experts, vis-a-vis the person who their first name starts with the letter E and their last name starts with the letter M. No, letter starts with the letter
Elon
M.
Musk. Okay.
Yes.
We got it. Go ahead.
Why are you being so cryptic?
Is virtually pro universal income benefit or universal basic
Of course
income,
he is. The guy is a multi-billionaire. We expect.
as well as other financial people. But the thing is, it's going to come sooner rather than later because of, I will say, the pending rampant job losses that's going to occur with AI. So
I agree with him on this, Joe. I think it has to happen.
No, I'm not saying it's wrong. There's just some things that to me are already known or obvious because I know about Elon Musk already. I mean, we spoke about Snowden earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean we have to agree. It just means that we are aware. I mean, one thing I have in my life, which I'm going to definitely, which everybody else does anyway, we gather information. We get informed. There was a good video that actually came out a long time ago, a good show that actually a guy explained back in 2012, inaccurate information now, regarding about America being the best country in the world. Actually, we're not. Not anymore. That was an excellent show. When I first saw that, it was opening perfect. I'm like, this is ideal.
It was a movie, right?
No, show. It was a series. The Newsroom.
Right. Yeah. So
it was just a clip with like a movie because of the way it was explained. And that was a generation that was actually mine. A little later than me.
They asked him a couple of times, right?
Yeah.
And the first time he didn't get a.
What makes America the best country in the world or greatest country in the world? They gave two answers. One was a joke. The second one, no. The first one was like it. What was it? New York Jets. Second one was another pun. Finally, he just dumped it. He just dumped it. We're not. We're not. But we can be. Too relevant. Even now, it's relevant.
I think so too. Why am I not in the frame of my own?
I think
so that means, guys, it is time to go. It is 5:58 on the East Coast. It is 3:58. Wait, 2:58 on the West.
Yep.
Right.
4:58 Central, basically.
There you go. And my where will the money come from?
UK colleague already went to bed. He's like nearly 11.
The best time zone in professional sports, basically the Central Time Zone.
Okay.
Whatever.
And without further ado, hey, listen to my outro. It's new. I'm not going to stay behind.
Dude, I was dancing at the intro. It was too cool. I loved it. Good job.
Thank you.
Honestly.
Oh, do you? Yes. So the reason why it was so weird is I actually sang it, but when
I had a feeling it was your voice. I was like, I was going to ask you. Thank you for answering already. Cool.
So when I did it, do you remember? Do you know who Prince is?
Who?
Prince.
Of course.
Yep.
All right. So
his actual name, but I know you're talking about,
So he had a song called "When Doves Cry,"
and Let's Go Crazy is the official goal song for the Minnesota Wild and the touchdown song for the Minnesota Vikings.
All right, stop, Craig. So the reason why it sounds like that is when I was singing, I was like, "Dig if you wear the picture."
You couldn't help it, could you? You couldn't help it, man.
And so then, and then he has a high note in there, and so that's
yes, that's true.
That's why the song sounds like that, because that's what I was.
You did go baritone, was actually, it kind of did sound like him, and I was like, holy crap! So you actually got Roger's voice into that crap. I'm like, man,
I did not.
I was jamming here, and like, yeah, dude, kick it.
Well, here is Brixley, ladies and gentlemen, and Big Willie taking you guys out. Have a good night.
Later,
I'll
guys.
Talk to you guys
Namaste
later.
to you guys. Thank you.
Body on fire, baseline hit, take me higher. Brooksley walk slow, whole room froze. everybody knows it. Skin glow shining in the neon heat. Heartbeat sinking to the kick drum beat. Hands up high while we move all night. Sweat dripping down and the vibe feels right. Make that move. Make that move. Get that groove. Get that groove. Make that move. Make that move. On the road. On the road. Get that groove. Get that groove. We go boom. Hair done wild. Lip gloss popping. Whole damn floor. Ain't nobody stopping. Waistline roll. Body language dangerous. Girls look expensive. Whole vibe famous. DJ spinning. Pressure building. Baseline shaking. Ceiling to the building. High heel stomp. Camera flash. All this energy make the night last. Hot air rising. Bodies colliding. Rhythm inside me. No point hiding. One more drink. One more song. Get the beat still hidden and the night ain't gone. Make that move. Make that move. Make that move. Make that move. Get that groove. Get that groove. Get that groove. Make that move. On the road. Get that groove. We go boom. Big Willie slide with the all black fit. Whole room bounce when I talk like this. Baseline dirty and the drums real thick. Girls going wild when the beat line hit. Left side move, right side glide. Hands in the air, let the whole thing ride. Sweat on the wall and the floor ignite. We came for the vibe, not a quiet night. Flashlight glow when the chain all swing. Bricks leave bad, make the whole club sing. DJ run that back one time. Whole room locked in, losing their mind. Hands up, back down, turn around. Touch the ground, bring it up. Hold that pose, everybody losing control. Make that move. Make that move. Get that move. Get that move. Get that move. Make that move. On the room. On the roof. Get that move. Get that move. We go boom. We go boom. Make that move. Feel that heat. Get that groove.
Run it back, run it back, run it back, run it back, run it back. Woo! Run it back, run it back, run it back. Heels hit hard when I walk through quick. Whole room freeze when I throw that dick. Neon lights in the baseline thick. Girls going wild when the kick drum hit. Body like gold, sweat drip slow. Hair fly wild when the strobes all glow. Hands up high, let the whole thing shake. Whole club jump when we make that break. Fast lights, bright lights. Whole flow move all night. Bad girls, all hype. There's no pressure, ignite. Big Willie back with the blackout shades. Whole room lit when I hit that stage. Bass too hard, got the walls all cracked. DJ screaming when I throw that back. Left foot slide and the whole thing spin. Girls too fly, got the whole room tense. Flashlight blink and the chain all dance. Whole crowd locked in the trance like this.
Move too fast, can't slow down. Whole warehouse about to burn down. Kick so hard, make the ground line quake. Everybody wild when the beat line break. Move, 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 move.
Move that body.
Move, move, move.
Lose control.
Drip, hot like fire. Baseline pressure, take us higher.
Make that, make that, make that, make that. Make that move.
Make that move.
Make that move.
Get that move.
That groove.
Faster now.
Turn around.
Bring that energy to the ground. Make that move.
Make that move.
Make that move.
That groove.
Faster now.
Turn around.
Bring that energy to the ground.
Hands up, lights flash. Hey.
Whole room moving too fast.
One more beat, one more ride.
We don't stop till the sunlight.
Big Willie, Brixton.
Whole club going crazy.
19.6 and the floor can't breathe. Everybody locked in the energy. Move your feet.
Sweat on gold skin. Lights fade low. Baseline still hitting. Nobody wanna go. Bricks leading the senator. Whole room locked in. One more time, let the night begin. Sweat on gold skin.